哈喽，大家好，我是 Eric 长安万年。在2009年的4月，加拿大的这个小城市Woodstock 里面有一个8岁的小女孩失踪，警察呢通过监控掌握了一名18岁的女性嫌疑人。随后这个女性嫌疑人招供说一切都是她的那个男友干的，于是警察逮捕了这名男友 Michael。上期我们看到了警察对于这个男性嫌疑人 Michael 最初的这个审讯的一个片段，算是热了个身。今天我们接着看下面。
To the point that he decides, I want to go try this. And he goes and he grabs Holly and he does some things to her. And then he realizes, what am I going to do? Okay? And he panics. He doesn't know what to do because she's a witness now. And he says, if I just let her go, she's going to tell on me. So he decides that he's not going to let her go. All right? These things happen all the time. All right? So what I need to do is sit with you. I already know how. I know the who's, right? Why? I mean, why is up to you, but I can actually probably fill in that blank for you, but that's not what my role here is. If I'm going to assess risk here and see, number one, do you even feel bad about what you've done? That's the first thing I look for. And number two, do I think, okay, he doesn't feel bad, so in turn he's probably going to do this again because he really doesn't care about it the first time it's happened, okay? Upset with you. I'm not mad at you. I don't mind sitting here talking with you. You'll know if I don't want to talk to you because I'll just simply leave, right? From reading about you, this to me seems like it's out of character. Now I could be wrong, right? You may have been planning this for a long period of time, and you may have thoroughly enjoyed this. And if I'm wrong, then you tell me that, all right? But I also know that we all make mistakes, okay? That's why pencils have erasers, okay? Because we all make mistakes. It's that simple. Spending time with you here, and if I'm wrong, you tell me. But it looks like if you could turn back time, maybe there's a few decisions in life you'd made a little bit different. All right? If I could turn back time for you, Mike, I would. But it's not that simple, okay? So now you and I have to sit here and face what's happened, okay? I can sit and tell you what happened. I can take you through the day of her disappearance, okay?
We know 是我们全都知道，这是警察最常见的一个审讯策略了。警察呢就会告诉这个审讯人我们全都知道，只是看你愿不愿意跟我们说实话，或者说只是为了来看看你说的和我们掌握的这个信息会不会不一样。这种方法实际上呢只对比较天真的这种犯罪嫌疑人会比较有用，但是却是一种既能够保证跟嫌疑人不破坏关系的这个基础上，然后还能问出案件细节的一种方法。但是这种方法需要警察至少是掌握一定的案件细节的情况下才可以使用。如果说警察现在真的没有任何证据，他没有任何案件的细节的话，那你想嫌疑人也不会那么傻的。
I mean, I've seen the video, all right, and I know that you didn't do this alone. And but at the end of the day, we got to deal with this situation, okay? Because it's a young girl that we got to talk about, and if you and I don't sit and talk about your side, then people will only think the worst, right? It's human nature, right? You've done it and I've done it. We always think the worst until we know the facts, okay? So that's what you and I need to sit here and work and discuss and work through. Again, if I'm wrong, you tell me, okay? But I really believe if you could turn back time, you would deal with this a little bit different, okay? And there may have been a rush, it may have been exciting for a period of time, but then reality sets in, and you have to sit and live with the fact of what's happened here, okay? And that's what we're doing here. We have to sit and deal with what's happened. Now, I can take you to any point in that day when Tori goes missing, the time she goes missing, to the time things get out of hand, all right? And I can outline that to you. And I can outline some of the, what's called post-offense behavior. So after
警察说的这个话乍一听像是 post-defensive behavior， 就是乍一听很莫名其妙，什么叫做防御后行为？它实际上呢是 post-offense behavior post-offense behavior 是案发后的这个行为。这个主要是在犯罪侧写的这个领域的一个专有的一个名词指的是人在犯罪之后为了掩盖他犯罪的这个事实嘛避免被发现被惩罚，从而出现的一系列的这种反常的这种行为。这些行为一定是与这个人正常情况下是不一样的，其中最常见的就是 lie and flight 就是撒谎和逃离。比如说有个案件发生了然后跟受害者认识的一个人这个人可能本来近10年来都是每天好好的正常的去上班，突然间他请了个病假，说去非洲看企鹅，你就知道这个人肯定是有问题的。
after the offense, some of the behavior that happened there, getting rid of some of the evidence and things like that, okay? Your vehicle's been seized, and there's been some steps you've taken to kind of mask or get rid of some of that evidence. You may be successful in some ways, but you won't be successful getting rid of all the evidence and all the DNA, because there's not a cleanser out there that'll do that. And I've sat with dozens of people that have tried, okay? There's no magical stain remover out there to get rid of DNA. So really at this point, what you have left is your word and your credibility. And people always think the worst, okay? Until they know the truth. You do it and I do it. It's human nature. So we're all going to think the worst until we know why this is happening in your mind. And again, if it's something where you're like Michael Briere, where you looked at a lot of porn and then decided you were going to try it, then that's fine. If it wasn't your idea, then that's fine too. But we can't change what the case facts are. All right? But you know deep down that it is. And you know deep down that this is your chance to get it off your chest. You're not sitting there the rest of your life saying, I guess I should have said something. All right, I guess I should have got it off my chest and said my side. Because this is your last chance to do it. The fact that you're here and the fact that they've already, they know where the victim is, okay, and they know your steps, this is it. Do you watch Ultimate Fighting at all?
No.
You don't watch it? Okay. You have to take the steps now to live the rest of your life.
警察啊，他在具体的这个话术上面呢，基本上采用就是 we know all approach 啊，就是我们全都知道。这跟我之前在其他的案件中间所提到过的另外一个叫做 file and dossier technique 啊，就档案法是很像的。但是不同的是，档案法啊，它的这个标准的操作呢，是警察会装模作样的啊，拿着一堆文件抱着这样进来啊，或者说是其他形式的证据，电脑啊什么的，他给你带进来，但是他不给你看啊，只是说我们全都知道了。然后紧接着他就会使用什么的 futility technique 啊，徒劳法来强调我们现在都知道了，所以你现在呢就算是隐瞒也是徒劳的。而 we know all approach 一般来讲呢是用来确认细节的，一般来讲呢是就是嫌疑人可能已经说了一些东西了，但是故意的漏过了一些或者改变了其中的一些细节，这个时候警察突然间来这么一句啊，我们都知道了，就希望嫌疑人可以听到之后去改变啊，说真话。而我们可以看到本案的这个嫌疑人啊 Michael 基本上呢是从头到尾坐在那边一言不发的，这个时候警察去强调我们什么都知道，效果就不是特别的好。
Okay? This is what you have to do. You don't need to talk about this. Okay? Because I've got to determine, as part of my job, when all is said and done here, do I think Mike's done? This is it. He's made his mistake. He realizes how wrong the mistake that he made, and he's willing to look past it? Or do I have to sit here and say, all right, my report's going to say very simple. I think this guy's going to reoffend. I think this guy is going to kill.
Isn't that for courts to decide if I've even done it or not?
The courts will decide if what your role is in this particular case. My role is to write a report for the court to determine what I think your risk level is. And that's there's other reports that my units write as well. And that's what our job is. We deal with these types of situations and the reasons why people do this stuff. Okay?
从大局上面看啊，警察从一开始现在整个的这个大策略呢，采取的是一种叫做 authoritative accusation 的一种策略啊。字面意思翻译呢，它就叫做权威指控法。一般来说，这种策略的标准使用方法啊，是在跟嫌疑人相对的轻松的聊了一段时间之后，就乱七八糟的去聊他什么工作呀、家庭啊、家事啊这种东西之后，警察呢稍微离开房间一会儿，然后还是一样啊，抱着一堆文件回来往桌子上一放，然后就是死盯着犯罪嫌疑人那个正在好奇想着发生什么事的那双眼睛，然后很认真的告诉他，我们已经掌握新的证据了，这个事情就是你干的。然后去看对方怎么去辩解，为自己辩护，然后从中获取信息。在本案中间啊，这个叫做 Chris 的这个警察使用的有点过于直接了，有点缺少铺垫啊，很早就把这句话就说出去了。这个策略本身是可以的，但是我们考虑这个案情啊，因为这次的这个案件啊，嫌疑人有两个人是一起干的这个事情，一个呢已经被抓了很多天了，另外一个刚刚被抓。那么很明显是警察已经知道一些情况了。那么从 Michael 的这个角度上来讲，他现在肯定高度怀疑他的同伙已经至少是透露了一些情况给警察的。那么警察现在把他绑在火上烤，对吧？说一切都是他干的。 那就是希望他可以去为自己辩解，说出他的这个版本的这个故事，从而透露出来一些案情。但是我们看一下他这个策略的逻辑，就首先我们知道这个案子肯定就是你干的，对吧？并且当天发生的所有的事情我们就都已经知道了。但是呢，我不是要跟你聊案件细节的，我不是来跟你聊案件细节的，这个不是我的工作，我是来做 threat assessment， 来做威胁评估的，风险评估的。然后如果现在你不说的话，那么有可能以后再没有机会去说了。我相信我这么总结出来，大家都会觉得这个感觉很奇怪啊，这个逻辑有点莫名其妙。这其实是因为啊，这个逻辑呢，在警察这个内行啊来看是成立的，但是在我们啊和嫌疑人 Michael 啊这个外行来看呢，就差点意思。它其实是这样子的，这个威胁评估啊和犯罪嫌疑人这个侧写画像啊，这个是属于上下游关系的。它之所以存在，就是同样干了同样一个事情、同样一个案件的这个犯罪嫌疑人、犯罪人，他们的威胁程度呢可能是不一样的。有些人呢可能真的没有那么的坏，坏人还是坏人啊，他毕竟他犯了罪了嘛。但有一些案件，当我们了解了案件的整个这个起因啊、经过啊、结果啊这些事情之后，可能会觉得这个人啊没有坏到要挫骨扬灰的这个地步。所以警察的意思是什么？这个案件呢我们都已经了解清楚了，我觉得呢你不是一个坏人，所以你老实的跟我说，你让我明白你为什么做了这个事情，到底发生什么事了。我了解之后呢，我会去告诉法庭的，也会告诉外面这些所有的想要关心事态的这些人的。如果不这么做的话，每个人都认为你就是应该坏透了，就应该挫骨扬灰，但实际上你可能真的另有隐情的。而我呢，就是来了解你的这个人，来了解情况的这个人。但是如果你不相信我，你不说，那么你想想，法庭宣判之后，你被定罪之后，你觉得会有任何人愿意去听你想说什么吗？没有人，你就会永远的被定在耻辱柱上面。
Like I say, this may have been a thing that you just snapped and did something. That stuff happens. Or it may have been something you planned for many months and got some enjoyment out of the plan.
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's not entirely true either.
That is entirely true. I didn't do anything.
No, you can try and cement yourself into that.
这里警察现在在做的这个事情就叫做 handle denials 啊，就是在审讯中间，每当有嫌疑人否认的这个时候呢，警察就会去打断他说话，不要让他在否认的这个思路继续下去。因为从心理学的这个角度上来讲，否认的话他说的越多，他就会越来越有信心。
Okay, but at the same time, you're not doing yourself any good by not being truthful. Okay, because by not being truthful, all you have left is your credibility, Mike. That's all you have left. Okay, you're not the only person who's been arrested and charged. Okay, and there's no surprises left anymore. Okay, it's not even a surprise. It's why this happened.
I'm also not the only innocent person who's ever been arrested and charged.
Well, and that's true. There's been people that have been arrested for things where there's no evidence, but unfortunately in this case there's lots of evidence to determine your role in this crime. Okay, even the steps that you've taken to try and eliminate your involvement. Okay, clearly, I guess maybe I should explain the evidence a little bit more. Maybe that's my mistake. But because I'm so comfortable in the facts and that I've dealt with all this, maybe I should put you at ease a little bit more. But the reality of it is, as I mentioned earlier, your vehicle's seen on the video. Okay, the girl who's on the video who walks away with Tori has been identified, and she's been identified as her and Tori being in your car. And the three of you and her and Tori, go to the Guelph area, go to the Home Depot, okay? And the grabbing of Tori, there was a planned event that you were going to grab her. You're going to grab a girl. This other person was going to do it, and the other person got the girl, put her in your car, all right? And then there's other steps that are taken from there, okay? There's things that happen at Home Depot. There's things that happen outside of Guelph. There's things that happen to Tori, all right, before she's gone, and you're involved in that, and you can't mask that. You can't change it, okay?
No.
Because what's happened has happened. I can't turn back the hands of time, and neither can you, okay? There's nothing I can do to turn back the hands of time and say, I wish Mike would have reacted to this situation a little bit differently, okay? So the video is going to play a very key role. Videotaped evidence will play a very key role in this investigation in determining what happened, because there's cameras everywhere, right? The average Canadian is on camera 8 times a day, whether we go to a gas station, whether we go to Tim Hortons, or we drive through a light that has a camera. Certain communities have cameras, certain weather stations have cameras or news stations. So we will go through as Canadians a minimum of 8 cameras a day. So you're
警察这里使用的是一个叫做 fear up 的一个 technique 啊，利用嫌疑人，就他知道有摄像头，但是他不知道哪里有，他也不知道到底拍下了什么东西，这个对他来说是未知的，是不确定的。这个会给他带来恐惧。这个做法呢也是一样，本身没有任何问题，但是最大的问题是 Michael 从头到尾都一直低着头，大家都能看得到，他根本就不抬头。虽然说警察一直在旁边说话啊 ，Michael 也都听得到，他一定程度上也会吸收警察的这些话，但是呢，因为他不抬头，他不跟你有眼神接触，这样他就还可以躲藏。警察给他的这个压力也就被他这种躲藏卸掉了一大半。在审讯中间 procurement of subject's attention 就让嫌疑人保持专注啊，在警察的这个身上，在警察所说的这个话上，是一个非常重要的一个事情。一般来说警察都会通过什么像靠近对方呀，跟对方很近的距离去说话呀，比如说跟对方有一定程度的身体接触呀，像是什么挥手啊、招手啊、叫对方的名字啊等等这些方式让对方来看着你。但是这里的这个警察呢就似乎很没有注意到这一点。
Go through cameras, as have I. We've all done that. There's no questioning that we've all seen these cameras or been on these cameras. But am I sitting across the desk from Paul Bernardo here? Am I sitting across from someone who's made a mistake? Okay? And that's going to be the question that's asked of you. All right? I'll get you a bucket there just a second.
Anxiety nausea 啊，这是由焦虑导致的这种恶心啊、想吐啊的这种感觉。在这个审讯中间，因为一个被审的人啊，他如果说是极度焦虑的话啊，时间长了之后呢，他就会可能恶心啊、反胃，会产生这种感觉。虽然即使是无辜的这种人啊，因为他在审讯室这个狭小的空间，包括面前这个警察给他的这个压迫感啊，也会觉得很焦虑的。但是很明显，心中有鬼的这种嫌疑人，他的焦虑会更加的强烈。
You gotta get sick, pull your boots, sir. Okay? I've seen it before. You're not gonna offend me or bother me. So if you gotta be sick, Mike, go right ahead. Okay. I'll get you some paper towels or something. If you feel like you're gonna be sick, just grab the, I'll have the bucket there handy for you, okay? Leave it right.
大家看到这个垃圾桶了吗？就是本来警察是想把这个垃圾桶放在 Michael 的这个面前的，但是放在那个位置呢，很明显会挡住警察嘛，会挡住警察想要靠近嫌疑人的这个路嘛。所以警察一开始呢就想把这个垃圾桶啊，要不然干脆放在对面啊，放在靠墙的这个位置。但是那样又离嫌疑人确实有点太远了，所以就放在 Michael 的这个叫什么左前方靠墙的这边，这样就确保 Michael 呢是够得着垃圾桶的。那同时，当警察想要去靠近 Michael 的时候，垃圾桶也不会去挡路。
There, you and I need to have a discussion. This isn't a parking ticket, okay? This is reality, okay? And people are, I've already told you, you know this. People assume the worst until they know the truth, okay? And people are going to assume the worst of you unless you and I sit here and clarify it. Okay, something's pushed you to do this. Okay, you can't just fly under the radar your entire life. Okay, Mike, it doesn't happen. It's not realistic. Okay? I'm not going to sit and tell you that it happens. Something brings this on. When you sit and talk to someone who had a troubled life like Michael Briere and just gets pushed into doing this and panics and thinks, what would it be like to take a kid and touch and rub a kid and then wish you could stop, okay? And people can't, and that's the whole issue here, all right?
有几个我觉得警察做的并不太成功的地方。 OK， 第一啊，大家如果看过上个系列的话，就是加拿大空军上校的那个案件，就会发现警察在这两个案件中间的这个话术啊，其实是差不多的。当然可能也是因为这是同一批人嘛，在处理这两个案件。警察在两个案件中间他都在说，这是你说话的机会啊，我们现在已经掌握了很多的证据啊，再等下去的话，等这些证据向外一公布，等我们一发现，就没有人再听你说话了，你的信用你的信誉就完蛋了。我们知道这些话呢，对于上校啊 我们看了是非常有用的，上校很快就招了。但是呢，目前对于这个 Michael 的这个效果就不是很明显。我相信大家能够想得到啊，因为对于上校有用呢，是因为上校毕竟是个有头有脸的一个人物嘛，对吧？性欲之类的事情对于他来说意义还是要远大于一个这个人生并没有什么大成就的一个 Michael。第二呢，是除此之外啊，还有一个非常重要的原因，就是上校他是有想要保护的人的啊，就是他上校的这个老婆，他是有顾虑的。而 Michael 的这个女友啊，与他是共犯的关系，他不仅没有必要保护他的这个女友，甚至啊，他的女友现在就是他最大的威胁，因为他现在能够被警察叫来这里去参与这个调查，女友大概率就已经开口跟警察透露了一些情况了。这个时候你跟他说啊，别人会怎么看你呀？那你的什么信用信誉啊，就不是很有用了，因为他心里想的全都是我女友到底告诉警察什么了？他就想刺探他的女友到底跟警察说了些什么，他自己要去怎么辩解女友说的这些事情，我要怎么去辩解我没有干这个事情，全都是女友干的，全都是 Tara 干的。总而言之吧，怎么样可以把责任都推到同伙的身上，这是他现在思考，也就是他开口的一个关键。在这种情况之下呢，其实最好的审讯策略还真的是要去参考经典博弈论里面的这种囚徒困境。囚徒困境啊，是非零和博弈中间最经典的一个例子。他说的是啊，如果说有两个人被抓住了啊，怀疑他们共同犯下了一个案子啊，警察呢现在把他们分开审讯，分别告诉对方，现在这是你的机会，如果你招了，你的同伙没有招的话，我们就会把你放，然后把你的同伙判刑10年。而反过来，如果你的同伙先在你之前招了啊，那他就会被释放，你就会被判10年。如果你们两个都同时招了的话，你们两个都判8年。当然了，也有可能一种情况是你们两个都不招，那没办法，我们没有足够的证据，就只能把你们两个都释放。在这种情况之下，对于双方来讲，最好的选择呢，当然是双方就都不招，这样警察没有足够的证据，就会被两个人都释放。这个呢就被称为叫做 Pareto Optimality 啊，叫做帕雷托最优解。但是呢，因为双方他被分开审讯了嘛，他并不知道对方会怎么做，会怎么说，也呢在这种情况不可能去相信对方，对吧？所以到了最后，双方在实际中间啊，最有可能的选择就是两个人都招。这样一个结果呢，虽然是两个人都不可能被释放，那当然也不可能都被判10年。这个呢就被称为叫做 Nash Equilibrium， 叫做纳什均衡。博弈论啊，它虽然是一个数学啊和经济学者的一个理论，但是这个道理呢是对的，尤其是囚徒困境这个例子啊，在 Michael 现在的这个审讯中间啊，对他来说最大的最直接的这个威胁就是囚徒困境里面那个跟他共犯的那个女友。所以我觉得警察应该在他的这个女友上面多做文章。当然警察不可能说真的骗他说啊，你招了我就把你放了啊，这个是不可能的。但是呢，可以以一些别的这个方式来说这个话，或者说达到类似的这个效果。因为他的女友从学校里面带走 Tori 的那个视频啊，警察早就已经向全社会都已经公布了，对吧？警察完全就可以说，我们知道是你的女友带走了 Tori， 带走了这个小女孩，全世界都知道了。而他现在说全都是你干的，全都是听你的，你是主犯。而你如果什么都不说的话，你想想，到时候你的女友带着我们找到小女孩的这个尸体之后，这个案件就结束了，对吧？你的女友会因为重大立功表现，她的刑罚会被减轻。你呢？等之后上了法庭，证据全都有了，你觉得法官还会听你的吗？你说的话还有人信吗？对吧？现在能够帮你的只有我们了。你说清楚，到底那天发生什么事情了？你看，你从来都没有犯罪记录嘛，对吧？发生的这个事情啊，很有可能并不是你的责任，至少可能你不需要去负那个主要责任。我们会帮助你的，我们会写报告给法官的，而法官也会听的。你要不然你什么都不说的话，你自己想嘛，最终的结果就肯定是你自己一个人去负主要的这个责任嘛。还有第3点呢，是在一般的这个审讯中间，在对峙的这个阶段开始之后，警察呢就会开始进入这个喋喋不休的这个独白时间，开始去讲各种的推测，各种的这个故事啊，各种的证据，给对方立各种的人设等等等等。这个在专业上面叫做 theme development 阶段。在这个阶段，为了使犯罪嫌疑人疲劳，使得他们去无暇想到别的事情，审问专家真的就会像机关枪一样一直不停的在说话。其中的关键呢，就是中间不能停啊，不能有间隔，不给对方喘息思考的这个时间。所以我们之前看过的那些审讯专家，他都会什么 OK 一直说 OK。这个目的呢，也是为了填补说话中间每句话中间的那个空档，那个空缺。而这里的这个警察在我看来啊，就有点过于放松了吧。 他甚至中间啊，不仅说有停顿，他还在有喝水、有喝咖啡的这种动作，这个就会导致这个停顿的时间更长了。所以综上所述吧，我觉得目前警察所做的这个尝试呢，并不是很好，警察有点过于放松了啊。Michael 呢又一直守口如瓶，这场审讯难道就这样了吗？哎，大家别着急，我选择这个案件有我选择它的原因，精彩的呢还在后面，我们明天再接着看。好了，我是 Eric 长安万年，请大家一定关注我，订阅我好吗？下一期啊，我们会看到北美警察最经典的一个审讯室的一个操作，我们下期再见了，拜拜。